What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're in the backyard simulator again using the Garmin Approach R10 for a subscriber requested course. Today we are in Bakersfield, California. This course that you're seeing on screen is Rio Bravo Country Club. This is actually a private course, so to my knowledge this is the first private course we've played. This comes courtesy of the subscriber by the name of Camp Tull. So shout out to you for the request and suggestion. I believe he or she said this is their home course, so whoever that is probably balling out in California with this private club. So hopefully put up a good score. We're playing from the back tees like usual. We've got the Garmin Approach R10, like I mentioned, behind me on a DIY leveled stand. We've got the Country Club Elite mat here, sunk down into the ground, relatively flush, but it's as good as it's going to get for now. I can put tees into it and hit down into it. Some 10x7 nets, and then Home Tee Hero that you're seeing on the screen for the simulator software within the Garmin Golf app. So again, shout out to Camp Tull. Hopefully we put up a good score and something comparable. I don't embarrass myself at your home course. We're gonna get started. First hole is a par 4, 406. Looks relatively straight. We got a slight dog leg. First driver swing of the day, and in a couple days. I haven't played in a couple days, so swing wise for the back, that's feeling pretty good. Who knows, for these first couple holes it could be rough. As you can see, I'm out here in between some thunderstorms. There's supposed to be more thunderstorms coming this afternoon, so hopefully we don't get rained on, but it is nice when I come out here after rain. One, it's actually not too hot out, which is nice, and two, all the mulch is kind of dampened and patted down, so hopefully I won't have as much of my feet slipping out. But see if we can get started here on a good note with the driver. I pushed that pretty far right. Decent contact, but we might be messing with those trees if it doesn't come back. Stayed kind of straight. 283 though. I didn't check the elevation. We might have been hitting down. I didn't get all of that, so I'm assuming we were hitting down a little bit into that fairway. Hopefully, with my back feeling better from not playing in a couple days, might be able to get some drives out there if we make some contact. If you guys saw, I forget now, I've been recording so many of these, one of the recent videos, the wind, although I had the wind settings turned off, there was a glitch within this Home Tee Hero that it was still showing wind, and I think we got all three of, one, it was showing the wind and not affecting it, two, it was showing the wind and actually affecting it, and then three, the wind was off and not affecting it. So hopefully I'm going to try to keep an eye on it. That wind number is kind of small up there on my phone to read, but hopefully the wind doesn't start coming on and messing with us. In any event, second shot here, we put ourselves in a decent spot. These trees aren't too big, so we should be able to get up and over that. We've got 123 down 2, so we're looking at 121, plus we need another 12 or 13, so that's 131, 133. Gonna go nice smooth pitching wedge. Gonna try today to focus on playing most of my irons, especially the higher ones like pitching wedge, pretty much 6 and 7 and up through pitching wedge, a little more further back on my back foot. Sometimes, again, a habit, I feel like I play them too far forward, hit them a little bit too high. That's when the slice starts to come in again, so a little more controllable, I think, with it towards my back foot. Even for me, it's actually probably more towards the middle of my stance. It just feels back compared to everything off my front foot, but I hit that thin and a little left. Gotta wake up the R10. Hopefully that doesn't keep happening. I'm gonna give it a couple seconds here. We might have a mulligan on that. That was struck decent, but it was kind of thin. Guess we get a second shot out of here. That was heavy and further left. That should be short left. or pin high left, but it was definitely left. Just from my warm-up 9-irons, the ball was coming off the club pretty good, so some of these that I feel like might actually be a little short. I have a feeling that most of the shots today are going to be long based on my back feeling fresh and the club speed being a little bit up. So we've got 18 yards plus another, call it 2 yards, we need 20. I'm going to go 60 degree here. Kind of dropped a stroke there with that pitching wedge. We should be on the green for 135, but see if we can get this within that inner circle. Save par. Caught it heavy, relatively straight, a little bit to the right. I believe that's going to be a bogey to start it. Generally, my goal for the top 59 hole courses and then some of these subscriber courses are to be something around even par. I'm not sure the difficulty of this course. Private course, I'm not sure that matters, but I have a feeling there could be some narrow, somewhat difficult fairways on this course, so it might be closer to usually the championship level courses, the PGA Tour courses is like, my goal is like bogey golf or under, so this could be somewhere in between, maybe 9-10 over and under. Wouldn't be too bad depending on what we see. I purposely, like I've mentioned, I don't go in and scout any of these courses. I pretty much just Google them to make sure to see if they're 9 or 18, see where they're at. And this one I saw that it was private. So if there's any glitches in the course, if there's any funky holes, we'll see them together for the first time. That was struck decent, should be straight as well, might turn over a little bit left. Didn't swing 100% at that yet. I'm gonna give it a couple holes to get a little bit of a sweat going, but first couple drivers, that was decent. Second shot, we've got 123. It's gonna be basically the same shot, so 120 up 3. This is going to die a little bit when it hits, and then we'll need another 12 or 13, so we're looking at around 135 again. I'm going to go pitching wedge, hopefully make better contact. That was struck better, but I pushed it right. Kind of popped it up as well. And as suspected, short right, but we're on the green, so that should be a par. Third hole, par 5. Really hope it doesn't rain out here on me. Although the R10 is, I forget what the rating is, it's like IPX 6 or 7 or something. Basically it's waterproof. Or, I mean, I wouldn't go and throw it into a pool, but you can be out here with it slightly raining and it can get a little bit wet. But between the camera, my phone, the R10, all my clubs, I'd rather not have everything get soaking wet. So, big old, this almost looks like a green for a tee box. Big old tee box. We're hitting down 13 yards, so if we hit this one good, we'll get some extra yardage out of this drive. See if we can put another good swing on it here. That one was a little high on the club face. Pushed it right, hopefully it comes back a little. I'm not going to get as much distance out of that one. Not too bad though. I believe we were down 13, so that was closer to about 165-ish if we were hitting into a flat fairway. So, we got still a long way home. Do we take this aggressive line over these trees, I think we might maybe go right in between there, give the old 3 hybrid a rip, get something close. Smart move would probably be somewhat of a layup shot, maybe take like the 5 hybrid out to the right where I originally had us aimed, but these trees seem pretty small. Looks like there's nothing super dangerous water-wise or anything like that to get us in trouble, so see if we can get lucky here, get back a stroke from that first hole with the bogey. Club twisted in my hand. That's gonna be low left. I don't know if that's gonna get over those trees. It did. Actually hit that one decent. That was kind of a mishit too. That was club twisted in my hand off the heel. But we'll take that. 253 I think it was off the deck with the 3 hybrid for a mishit, so you can definitely tell the back is feeling fresher and the swing speed's up. Hopefully contact wise we can keep it going. So 38 yards, no slope, plus we'll need another 3 or 4, so we're looking at like 42, 43 as the wind's picking up and the rain's coming off the trees above me. 43, so I think I'm gonna go a little choke down 52. Just trying to get it on the green here. Might be a little too much. It was straight though. Garmin didn't pick it up. Give it another couple seconds here. Sometimes it goes and it lags a little bit, but I don't think that's the case. So, get another look at it. Pulled that one a little further left. I think we just got it on. That was a generous +2 from there, but we'll take the par. I felt like the first one was going to be a little long, so I didn't swing as hard as that one. First one probably was going to be decent, because that one came up a good amount short. 4th hole, par 4, slight dog leg left. We're going to aim up here again. One of the viewers, I believe it was a female, I forget what her name was, mentioned that, which I've also noticed, and I've tried to somewhat correct it, that she was saying that she thinks my contact would improve because I'm kind of stooped over the ball a little too much, especially on wedge shots. I know I choke down a lot on the wedges, so that makes sense for those, but even iron shots and driver, I'm going to try to be a little more kind of my butt out and a little more upright and kind of stronger with the back. See if I can be a little more upright and improve the contact a little bit. Kind of similar to the last one, not terrible, but high on the club face, started right, kind of popped it up just a little bit. Definitely not a pop-up over the net kind of pop-up that you've seen me hit, but that's still not exactly what we were trying to do. We're in play though. So, second shot, we've got 158 down 1, so we're looking at 157. Seems like so far we've been good with the wind. I've been trying to check that. We're gonna go smooth 9-iron. Should be a good number if we catch it clean. I was a little thin and I pushed it right. That might be long right. Waking up this R10's getting annoying. Hopefully this doesn't continue. Free mulligan though, I suppose. Although that wasn't terrible. That was also thin, but it was straighter. That might just be long straight. Not too bad. The three swing and grip and I guess setup thoughts that I'm having today is one, seeing the two knuckles on my left hand, a little bit stronger of a grip should eliminate some of the slice. Two, like I mentioned, more on my back foot with the irons. And then three, just a little more upright, better posture. Let's see if it has any effect. Probably not as simple as just doing it for one round and things start to get fixed, but hopefully I can try to make that a habit if that's really what I need to be doing. It's kind of the problem with self-teaching yourself through people saying stuff, and then mostly, for me, it's just mostly been trial and error and then watching YouTube videos of Rick Shields or Mr. Short Game, etc. Kind of just trial and error and figure out what works versus a lesson or a teaching pro telling you exactly what they think you need to be doing. But fifth hole, par 3, we've got 220 down 4, so we need about 216. We've got water to get over. I think we got some room behind. This is between a 4-iron and a 5 hybrid. I think I'm gonna go slightly choke down 5 hybrid. Make sure we clear that water. If I really smash this thing, it'll be a good 10-15 yards long, but choking down about an inch or so should help with that, I think, a little bit. Hopefully get a smooth swing on this. Started a little right, hit it good. Hopefully that's not too long. A little bit long, but we caught the green. We'll take that. Starting to really like these hybrids when I can hit them well. Sixth hole, par 5. Relatively straight. We got a slight dog leg left. A little bit of a more narrow fairway, but we got some room up there, so I'm gonna put a drive, and then we should have a pretty clear second shot into the green, or towards the green at least. Kind of same shot again. Started right. Hopefully it comes back a little bit. Popped it up just a tad. That one's kind of staying right, but decent contact again, just not, I'm not pure in the driver. I'm not flushing it the way I would like to, but compared to some of the other videos that you guys have seen so far, I'll take these driver swings. I'm gonna grab some Gatorade. We've got 284 into the green. So, we've got water behind, but looks like a pretty clear shot here. I'm going to grip and rip the 3 hybrid, see if we can get as close to the green as possible here. This is one of those shots where I always try to, here and on course, try to get as close to the green as possible as I can from far away. This is kind of one of those shots where I wonder if it's almost better off to, instead of gripping and ripping a 3 hybrid, almost hit something that's like, say even like 150, and then you'll have about 135 left. So hit like almost like a 9-iron, and then like a pitching wedge. I wonder if score-wise, if that ends up being better in the long run, playing something a little more manageable. I've been seeing people do that, but generally not my style of play. Could be a mistake I'm making. Probably is. I just figure if I have the distance with some of these shots, might as well try to do it. That was struck a little cleaner, but it was pulled left. This is kind of what I was talking about. So instead of like, this is kind of like an in-between awkward kind of number now for 84 yards down 2. So we're looking at 82 versus more of a like a full pitching wedge or like a full 9 if I were to pull back a little bit on that shot. But I guess it's kind of preference depending on what you're more comfortable with and kind of what works for you. Par 5 though, so if we put this on, we'll be in decent shape. 82 yards should be about a 3/4. 52 degree here. Hit underneath it, popped it up towards the left. That might be short. Huh. Or not. We'll take the par. 7th hole, par 4. Gonna aim up that way. See if we can at least keep this driver going the way we've been hitting it. If not, maybe really feel like I hit one good here. That was popped up even further. It was straighter, but that's not going to be very far. Alright, not the easiest shot here, going over the corner of this water with the trees from the rough. So, we've got 170 down 2, so we're at 168. Plus we'll need another 16 or 17, so that's 178. Looking at about 185, I believe. And we got that water short with the tree, 185. I think I'm gonna go 6 iron, which is usually about 190 on course. Just a smooth 6. I'd rather be a little long versus a mishitter catching something fat, and then somehow between hitting something fat, maybe catching that tree, end up in the water. So opting for a little more club here. I'm gonna choke down just a tad. Pulls it a little left, but that was struck decent. That should have the distance. Decent shot. That rough killed it on that first bounce, but +2 from there. We'll take the par. 8th hole, par 3. Got some more water coming into play on these holes now. 192 up 3. So again, that's smack dab in the middle between a 5 and a 6. I think I'm gonna opt for a little bit more club, a little bit smoother of a swing. Worst case scenario, we come up a little long if we catch one. That one right before I hit that last one, I felt like I was a little hunched over again, so I'm going to try to correct that. It's going to be a thing I feel like I'm going to be going back and forth with for a while. Oh no, that might be in the water. We got lucky. That was fat and pulled left. Poor swing on that one. Could be one of those things where ideally, and I really should be more upright, but it could be one of those things for the first few rounds if I'm trying to focus on doing that. My contacts could get worse before it gets better, kind of thing. So that was kind of a not so great stroke. We're gonna see if we can make up for that. 30 yards up one, so this is gonna die a little bit when it hits the green. Plus we need another 3 or 4, so we're looking right around 35-ish. I'm gonna go 56. That was a little thin to the right. I think it went in. We'll take that. Talk about lucky. That helps. That makes up at least for the bogey on the first hole. 9th hole, see if we can finish this front 9 strong. 4th hole, we got a dog leg left, hitting up 7 into this fairway, which is going to kill some distance. But right about there looks like a decent line. Past couple, I feel like I've been, especially the last one with the driver, I popped it up. I'm going to try to stay a little more even with my shoulders, a little more kind of over the ball, not so much hitting up on it. That was hit better. A little bit off the heel. The club twisted a little bit in my hand, so that might turn a little more left than I would like. I know the driver specifically, and I guess 3 would too, and possibly some of those hybrids, you're supposed to hit up on a little bit, get a little bit more of a launch angle on it, but I naturally have a pretty high ball flight, so I think that's probably contributed to some of those real bad pop-ups you've seen. I think just for my swing specifically, I need to try to just stay a little more level versus others where if they're a little more steep, they really need to focus on hitting up on it. But 119, we're in the fairway, so we don't have any shortage. Up 4, so this is really gonna die when it hits, or at least, yeah, I mean, tough to tell from 120 if the green's really sloped, but it doesn't look too bad. But up 4, it's gonna die a little bit, so looking at 125. It's gonna be a slightly choked down pitching wedge. Choke down about an inch here. Put a good swing on it, more towards the middle or back of my stance. Caught that heavy. Hopefully it gets lucky. Or just not read it again. That's always fun. Oh, there it goes. And we're short. Could have used a mulligan on that one. So, waste of a stroke there. 20 yards, no shortage. Up 1's gonna die a little bit, so gonna use the 60-degree, play it closer to, in my head, 21, 22. 1 yard up isn't a whole lot, but it's not gonna roll out as much as if it was 1 or 2 yards down. Oh, that was really thin. We got lucky. Whoever that lady was that I was talking about said that my hands are low too. I found that with the wedges, that's definitely the case, but I've been kind of trying to do that on some of them. I feel like that helps with a little bit of contact. She was saying otherwise, but maybe I need to be a little more upright too with the wedges. So, front 9 we were +1. Not too bad. Let's see if we can keep that up here. 10th hole, par 4. We've got water in front of this green, but, ooh, down 13. We're going to aim right about there. We should, if we get close to that water, this is going to help with the distance with that downslope into the fairway. Should be able to just have a wedge up and over that water if we hit this one good. Kind of sprayed out to the right. Hopefully it comes back a little. Doesn't look like it is. And there's a bunch of trees over there. Get through them. Get through them. All right. We're in the trees. We're underneath one of them. These are more like bushes, I guess. Hopefully I can get up and over. There's that one somewhat bigger tree in front, but we're right next to a bush and there's a bush in front of us. So we've got 110 down 4. So we're at 106, plus we'll need another, call it at least 10 or 11 yards. So we're at 117. Going pitching wedge. And gonna do closer to a full pitching wedge on this one, just so we make sure if I hit it fat, I'm over the water. I'll take being a little bit long, or if we catch a tree. So I'm gonna play this one closer to 125-ish, 130-ish. It was hit decent, popped it up a little bit. Might be a tad short. Ooh, not too bad. Grab some Gatorade. Maybe I need to move out to the West Coast and join this Rio Bravo Country Club. Seem to be playing decent so far. So, 11th hole, par 5. Looks just straight out there. We got a bunch of trees, mostly left, but there are trees right too. We're going to aim right about there, hitting up 11 yards, so this is going to kill some distance. Started off with a nice smooth swing with the driver. Same thing. It's not terrible, but I cracked the tee, kind of popped it up into the right. Not ideal, but we're in play. Kind of blocked ourselves out a little bit with this corner now with the trees. We still got 363. Should be able to. Yeah, we got room. Gonna aim about there. Go 3 hybrid. See if we can launch this one a little bit better, a little bit straighter, not as much off the heel. That was launched higher and straighter, but I caught it a tad heavy, so it's going to kill a little bit distance, but could have used it a little more on that. Now we're kind of blocked ourselves out again a little bit here. Hopefully we can get it started up and over these trees. We don't have any water to worry about by the looks of it, so we're in the fairway. We've got 172 up 12, so we're looking at 185. I'm gonna go, that's right between again a 7 and a 6. I'm gonna club up and go with the 6 just in case we catch one of those trees. Worst case, we're off the back of the green. But I'm gonna try to put a nice smooth swing on this. Good posture. Be able to see my 2 knuckles. Should eliminate the right slice a little bit. A little bit more back in my stance. Hung it out to the right. It should get up and over those trees though. I don't know if we caught one. I think we might have. Alright. 4th stroke, we're gonna get this on. And we're gonna put it inside that inner circle to save par here. So 32, up 3, we're at 35, plus another 3 or 4, we're at like 39. I'm gonna go 56. I'm gonna play it a little bit further than that, maybe an extra 2 or 3 yards because of that slope. Again, it's gonna die a little bit when it hits. Pulled to the left, hopefully that's not too much. Kind of swung at that a little bit, but we're all right. Unfortunately, that's probably a bogey, but it did die when it hit. See if we can get one back here. 12th hole, par 4. We got water. Pretty much, oh man. This is down a lot too. That's right in the landing zone. 27 yards, we're hitting way down, so this is tricky. Tricky. That's 30 yards there, so that would be a 280 yard shot right there. Somewhat clear over the trees. I guess we'll go for it there. We'll see what happens. Nice smooth swing on the driver. We don't need to clobber this one. Well, that's not in the water. That's popped up into the left. Pretty terrible swing, but for the layout of this hole, it's actually not too bad. It's funny, even just that little bit, I felt just a little bit of my left shoulder pointing up a little bit, and I popped it up like that. Could be a bunch of different things, but I'm assuming it has at least something to do with that. Either way, we got ourselves in a somewhat decent position. We're in the fairway. We've got 137, down 7. So this is gonna run out a little bit. I'm gonna aim just a little bit that way. So I need right around 130. It's gonna be pretty much a smooth pitching wedge. I'm gonna hit it as smooth as possible, but ideally like about a 90% pitching wedge here. That was thin and to the right. Man, if we aimed straight, we might have caught the green. Right on the edge. It's gonna cost us another stroke, unfortunately. 13 yards, plus another 1 or 2, so right around 14, 15 yards here. I'm gonna go 60 degree. pull the left, might be a little long too. Saved the par, luckily we were in that inner circle. Thinking maybe I took out the nice white hat for this private course. Maybe I should have dressed up a little bit, put a polo on, maybe some pants. Maybe would have played a little bit better if we had the proper attire for this prestigious private course. So 13th hole, par 3, long par 3 from back here, 248. It's aiming us 240 down 1, going right on the corner of those trees. I'm gonna hit, should be a nice smooth 4 hybrid. I play it to right around 240 on course. We'll see what happens. Terrible swing, low and left. It might work out, but that's a bad swing. Been hitting those all off the heel lately. I was doing that for a stretch of a couple rounds and it seemed to be working out good. I was hitting them pretty good, just setting up slightly with the ball closer to the heel, but now I'm hitting them everything low and left, so I need to be a little more towards the middle of the club face now, a little bit more towards the toe of the club when I address the ball. So we got to put this in here in that inner circle to save par. This is only a par 3. 32 up to, so this is going to die a little bit, so I'm going to play it towards 30, anywhere between 35, 36, 37-ish. Should be decent. It was straight, a little bit thin, or a lot thin. Dropped another stroke, unfortunately. 14, par 4, looking like a dogleg right. Probably gonna have to go, that's pretty far. I was thinking we'd have to go over the corner, but looks like we'll be all right. Down 13 yards, which is a good amount, so that should help with the distance for the driver. We're gonna aim a little more towards the middle there. We've been pulling some of them right. Here we go again. Horrendous. And that's with the slope. That was only about 185. So I popped that up so bad. If that was flat, it's terrible. .252 all the way home. Gonna hit the 3 hybrid. Be real nice if we catch the green here from back there. Make up for that abysmal tee shot. I know some people have their criticisms about the R10. I've had mine too, but again, if you're not either close to scratch or better, like I'm not, some of those shots, if you really pure one, maybe it's not exactly what you think it did, but if you don't hit a good one like that, it definitely picks it up and it definitely punishes you. So if you're kind of a hack like me and you're kind of all over the place and hit some good, hit some bad, I think everything equaled out. It's going to be pretty close to what you'd see on course. That was hit a little bit better, but I pushed it right. Hopefully it comes back a little. Good distance, decent swing. We're about pin high right. Strain that out a little bit, we would have been on the green. Alright, gotta get this at least on the green for a bogey, inner circle for a par. Made up for that tee shot a little bit. 20 yards, plus we need another 2 or 3 with the Pythagorean theorem that one of you guys mentioned. Gonna go 60 degree. A little bit left, hopefully it's not too much. A little long left, but it's gonna be a bogey, but at least we're on. That was relatively close to what we were trying to do. Oh, +1, never mind. +15th hole, par 4. Relatively straight. Down 10 yards again, which we like. 345. So we're gonna aim right there. Hopefully we can get back on this somewhat decent driver swing train like we had how we started it. Popped up the last couple pretty bad. That was better. Lower than I would like, but at least that's not popped up 180 yards to the left. .68 yards, no shortage. It's gonna be a 52. That's right around 50, 60-ish% here on the 52. I choked down about halfway and get a nice smooth swing on it here. Started a little bit right, caught it a tad heavy. Oh man, that's horrendous. Felt like a little bit longer than 43, but it definitely wasn't a great swing. I didn't go at it super hard. So it's another wasted stroke. Now we're in the bunker, so it's going to be minus 20%. We've got 25 yards up one, so this is going to die a little bit too out of the bunker. Plus, I've noticed out of the bunker it kills it even more, so I'm going to need even a little bit more power out of here. So 26 plus another 4 or 5 yards, we're at 32-ish. I think I'm going to play it closer to 35 and see what happens. Hit behind it. It might be short again. It's on though. If my memory serves me, I believe we've been all mostly pars and bogeys, and I think we've had 1 or 2 birds maybe, but at least no, so far, knock on wood, not any horrific blow up holes as of yet. So we got 154 down 4. This is going to roll out a little bit. I'm going to go slightly choke down 9 iron, Usually my 9-iron on course is about 155, 160. So gotta take a little bit off it here. Could probably get a strong pitching wedge there, but I'd have to kind of swing at it pretty hard, close down the club face. Gonna be a better, smoother swing with the 9. Pushed it a little right. I didn't hit it super hard though. That should be a decent distance. Another par on the scoreboard, I believe. All right, 17th hole, last 2 here. See if we can finish this off. We're +4, not too bad. We're going up 9. We're gonna aim right in between those bunkers there. Should be a decent line. I felt my foot slope a little bit on a few of these driver swings, but compared to when it's super dry out here, definitely not as bad. I prefer it being a little damp like this. Started right, I don't know if it's gonna come back, but a little bit better of a swing there. Probably right into the bunkers. Still gonna have to play with this more, both with these settings and then also the driver because it's new, but I still feel like the driver may be a tad short. Definitely the side spins down like I've mentioned, but I feel like it still might be a little short with these settings. I know I've seen videos where people suggest to change the settings if you really want it to be accurate between each club, but I'm not going to do that, especially with this or even on the driver range. I got to find something that's a happy medium. I believe I have that for all the clubs, but could be because you got a little bit of an adrenaline going on the course, plus it's nice and open, although I don't really feel like I'm laying off it with the setup I have here, but seems like on course they go a little bit further, especially when I hit one good, but not by a lot. It's not crazy inaccurate. So we're out of the bunker, which is going to kill a good amount. Personally, I think more than 20% the way it plays, but we've got 112 up 4, so we're looking at 116 plus 10% would be 10, so we need an extra 20, maybe 25 yards. So 20 would be 136, 25 would be closer to 140. I'm gonna go full pitching wedge. Popped it up a little bit. Might be a little short. Yeah, a lot short. That was definitely further than 88 yards, but like I mentioned out of the bunker, maybe could even have gone 9 there. I think it kills more than the 20% it says. I'll learn my lesson eventually. 25 yards. I'm gonna go 60 degree. No slope. Hopefully that gets there. That was pretty heavy. I'm trying to be a little more upright, not have my hands as low, especially on these wedges when I choke down, but it seems like because I would assume when my hands are down I can come in shallower when I'm a little more upright and my hands are a little bit higher, I'm coming in a little bit steeper, so I'm catching some of these wedge shots a little bit fatter than I would like. Again, like I mentioned, that could be closer to what I actually need to be doing ideally for like more of a ideal swing, but for the time being it feels like I could be shooting and hitting some better shots, going back to my old habits, but that's kind of the price you got to pay sometimes when you're trying to make a slight swing change. So this is tricky. Hopefully we're going to aim up there to the left of this water. We haven't hit one. This is flat. I don't know if we've hit one 290. We've hit one close to that, I think, because of the slope, but on a flat surface here, I don't know if we've hit one 290, so we should come up short of that, even if I pull this a little bit right, or push it a little bit right. That was hit better. That was one of the better driver swings yet. That felt like almost, that still probably wasn't even the middle, but ooh, I don't know about that one. That one came out pretty straight. Granted, this driver is draw biased, and I was aimed a little bit that way, but that one felt pretty good off the middle of the club face, and it came out straight. Of course, right behind this huge tree now. I don't even know. Putting ourselves in bad positions on the last hole here. So I either go up and over it with like an 8-iron, or I try to go low. We still got a long way. I guess I'll opt for the low. I think I'm gonna do like a slightly choked down 3 hybrid, hit something low and get as much distance out of this as I can. If we hit the tree, we hit the tree. Just gonna cut off the follow through a little bit here, play it a little more towards the back, or I guess middle of my stance, a little bit more narrow. Alright, we'll take that. It's pretty much what I was trying to do. Started a little more further right than I would have liked. I was afraid I was gonna catch the base of that tree. Par 5 though, so we somewhat have a stroke to burn. Not really, but better than a long par 4. So it was 1-2, we're hitting 3. We've got 117, or 113 rather, up 7. So we need 120. I'm gonna go pitching wedge. This has kind of been all over the place here today, but it should be slightly choked down, about 80 or so % pitching wedge. But I'm only going to choke down maybe ½ an inch, put a relatively smooth swing on it, and see what happens. That was thin and started a little right. Got it to work though. +2 for a par. Alright. So, all said and done, not too bad. From Rio Bravo Country Club in Bakersfield, California, courtesy of Camp Tull. Again, shout out to you for the suggestion for your home course. We ended up with a +4 76. We went 37 on the front, 39 on the back. Yeah, everything was mostly pars, fortunately. We had 1 birdie, and then we had 5 bogeys. So we gave some strokes back, only with that 1 bird. I thought we might have had 2 or 3, but we did not. So we hit 6 out of 14 fairways, almost 50%. We'd like to be 7+ out of 14. 8 out of 18 greens regulation, right around again, just below 50%. We'd like to be 9 or 10 out of greens in regulation, but it is what it is. And then 28 putts, not too bad. That's getting closer to the 2 putts a hole, but that's not too bad. It's actually closer to like 1.5 through 18 holes, so we'll take that. Ideally, like I mentioned in the past, we want to be closer to 1.5, 1 ideally, but that's all has to do with the wedge shots and how close you put it. So as we all know, my wedge game could improve. Most of that is probably because I choke down and I don't use enough club, but hopefully I can improve some of that accuracy, get my numbers dialed in. I do feel like, especially what I see on course, the irons are all pretty good. I don't really have complaints with the irons. The wedges, like I mentioned, seemed a little bit short, and then the driver, the side spin's definitely down, and the driver seems maybe a little bit short, but you got to kind of play, find a happy medium between all the clubs, and I believe that's where we're at. So if I just know in the back of my head that off the tee and in real life the driver is going to be a little more left and right than what I see on here, it's not going to be as down the middle, and it's going to be a little bit longer than what I play. And then the same thing with the wedges, but the wedges are more so feel around the green, at least for me, especially within like 30, 40, 50 yards and in. That's a lot more feel depending on the grass that you play off of and whatnot. So not too bad. Camp Toll, again, I appreciate it. If any of you out there have a course you'd like me to play, either public or private, maybe your home course, maybe a just local course near you, a famous course, 9 or 18, municipal, par 3, whatever, just let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with a friend if you think they like it. Maybe they've played this course before. It really helps out the channel. I appreciate it. Hopefully we get a few more subs going here, and maybe eventually I'll buy a full-size mat so I'm not hitting off the mulch. The mulch will still be under here, but ideally, it's pretty expensive, but it's like $500-600 from what I can tell for this same Country Club Elite mat, which I really like. But the Country Club Elite mat that's like 5x7 I think is a pretty standard like driving range mat. It's about $500 or $600, so I could put that here, and I know it would definitely be better because I would be a lot more level and my foot wouldn't slip. But that's kind of money that as of right now I'm not going to spend just yet. So that's all I have today, and I'll see you guys at the next course.